this is the main source of suffering for a lot of people, is that however you're feeling right now is permanent. Most suffering comes because people think, oh shit, man, this situation I'm in, it's always going to be like this. I'm always going to be fat. I'm always going to have a shitty job. I'm always going to be broke. I'm always going to be sad. I'm never going to get out of this hole. That's a lie. That's not true. If you look at your life, you've always experienced a change in your emotional state. You've always experienced a change in literally every single thing, from your body to your surroundings to your jobs to your girlfriends, boyfriends. It all is in a constant state of flux. So when you realize that, then you can let go of the panic that comes when you start thinking like, shit, this is going to be like this forever. No, it's not. It's not. It's going to change. Your situation will change.
You got to forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for everything that's happened in the past. Understand that you're not the same person that you were then. You're the person that's learned from all those things. We're different at any different moment, and we can decide to be different. We can decide to have listened to this and change something or change everything.
You can change your story. You can change your narrative whenever you want. Like, you can be a victor. You can have victory over your circumstances, and you don't have to be a product of your family of origin or whatever cards were dealt to you.
Most people think that they can't control their emotional reaction. Well, it turns out if you allow that emotional reaction, it's called a refractory period, to last for hours or days, that's called the mood. I say to someone, hey, well, what's up? You say, I'm in a mood. Well, why are you in a mood? Well, I had this thing happen to me 5 days ago, and I'm having one long emotional reaction. If you keep that same emotional reaction going on for weeks or months, that's called temperament. Why is he so bitter? I don't know, let's ask him. Why is he so bitter? Why are you bitter? Well, I had this thing happen to me 9 months ago. And if you keep that same emotional reaction going on for years on end, that's called a personality trait. And so learning how to shorten your refractory period of emotional reactions. Now, how you think and how you feel creates your state of being.
The body doesn't know the difference between a real or an imagined experience.
But he said nothing is either good nor bad, only thinking makes it so.
The question is not about what I wear, what I drive, where I live, but how I am within myself. Right now, if you make yourself miserable, you must understand you are sending a message to every cell in the body that I don't want to live.
The mind is a place within itself and can make heaven of hell or hell of heaven.
The source of human experience is within you. Joy or misery, agony or ecstasy, pleasure or pain, everything comes from within you.
And I'm really sorry if this is bad news, but your happiness does not lie on the other side of any person, any place, or anything. It doesn't lie on the other side of an engagement ring, or an acquisition of a company, or 1 million people on your mailing list. Your happiness exists in one place, and that is inside of you, and it exists in one time, and that is right now.
I think the big mistake I certainly made for a long time was, I'll be happy when, and then have this long period of time to wait. And then maybe feel it for a heartbeat and then go again, I'll be happy when, I'll be happy when, I'll be happy when. Bronnie Ware wrote this book called The 5 Regrets of the Dying, I think it's called. She was a palliative care nurse who spent the last years of people's lives at their bedside and looked at what were the common regrets. But one of them was, I wish I'd allowed myself to be happy, which the wording is interesting. It's not, I wish I was happy. It's I wish I'd allowed myself to be happy.
And depression is a con artist, because depression does all the things a con artist does. It wants you to lie to the world and pretend everything's fine. It wants you to pretend that it's okay, like it's an okay state of consciousness to be in. It's totally normal to take 2 naps in the afternoon and sleep till 1 o'clock. Totally normal. I'm just chilling, man. Can't I enjoy life? Can't I just enjoy life? God, mind, really? You're gonna bother me about this? I'm just enjoying my life, man. This is what animals do, dogs. Animals sleep all the time. No! Depression, that is not normal. That is depression. So that's the trick it plays. And you gotta deal with it, that's the point. But the first step, open up about it. Tell people. Go exercise. Go outside. Go into the world, drink a fuck ton of water, take cold showers, all these ridiculous things that essentially whatever your depression tells you to do the opposite. When it wants you to nap, do push-ups. When it wants you to keep it a secret, call someone that you love and tell them that you're not feeling that great right now. When it wants you to eat shitty food, get a salad. And the whole time it will punish you for this. It will make you feel like you're having to force healthy stuff into your mouth, but just do it.
What about people who feel like they're a victim?
They're right. When you're playing a card game, you're dealt a hand of cards.
Yep.
Well, what do? You play the hand the best you can, because you don't have a better strategy than playing the hand that you're dealt the best you can.
I can't change the past. I can't reverse the trauma. I can only choose how I show up in the present moment of my life.
If you're not feeling it, find new friends.
Look to the people around you. Are those people throwing logs on your fire, or are they pissing on it?
Who you hang out with is a huge deal.
People are fuel.
You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, and I think that's very true.
We need people in our life that when you call them, they're not talking negative. So I don't want to be around you because you're not motivated. You're pulling me down right now.
Eliminating interactions with people that are negative.
Confidence and like hunger gets passed on to each other.
When you're around happy, inspirational people that are successful, it makes you feel better and you get inspired.
I need some people to go, yeah, let's go!
Get rid of the people that aren't helping you get to the next level.
The people that you spend time with are going to make or break your dreams.
Like, go audit your circle, add one more winner, decrease one more loser.
There seems to be this correlation between the less I care about what people think, the more happy I've become, the more fulfilled I've become. In other people's lives, how many of them have their true potential just trapped behind other people's opinions?
Shit, man, nobody on the planet, like everybody, no one's gonna be here in 100 years. Do I care what he thinks that, like, we're not gonna be here in 100 years, so why wouldn't I take the chance?
You're allowing other people's opinions to dictate your life. It doesn't matter what they think. When you're 92 and you're sitting there, you're not gonna give a shit about what Punkman 96 had to say, or even what your aunt had to say, who's miserable because she never got hers, so she's trying to keep you down.
How many years ago did you come up with what you could and couldn't do in your life? I mean, very often we made decisions in our youth or very young about what to believe, about what we were capable of, about who we are as a person, and that becomes the glass ceiling, if you will, that controls us. There's a corny metaphor, but it's true. I remember one time I was with my family at the circus, and there was a person there, and they had this big, giant elephant. And you look at this elephant, and they take this little rope, put it around the elephant's neck, and they drive this stake into the ground. And I mean, you look at this, and you know that elephant could rip down the entire tent with almost no effort. And yet, the elephant doesn't struggle, doesn't try. Why? Because the elephant's conditioned. When it's a little baby elephant and it doesn't have the power yet, they put a big rope around it, and they drive this huge stake in the ground, and the elephant fights and fights and fights. And one day, finally, that elephant decides, I'm not capable of pulling this out. They don't even try anymore. It's just who I am, that's how it is, that's just the way it is in my life. Take a look at any place you've got a limitation and ask yourself, when did I decide to accept that limitation?
What should people do?
Figure out what you fucking puts you on fire, become tunnel fucking vision.
I think that there's a ton of people out there that are probably listening to this that would like to be able to do something else.
Absolutely.
Whether it's make furniture. If you make furniture for a living, and you feel a great satisfaction out of that, and you sell that furniture, that is infinitely more satisfying than being stuck in some fucking cubicle working for someone that you don't want to work for.
I would follow my passion. You don't want to take a job just for the money. You really want to be excited when you get out of bed every morning.
The question is not about what will get me this, what will get me that. So before you invest this life into something, you must look, will I be proud of this? Something will get you money, something will get you comfort, that's not the point. What you choose to do, will it give you a life? When I say give you a life, are you just trying to make a living, or are you trying to make a life out of this?
7 billion people need to change the conversation of what success looks like. It is not to make $1 billion, it is to actually wake up in the morning and be in a good mood. Everybody's like, Gary, I'm gonna build the next Twitter or Uber or Facebook. Everybody's gonna build $1 billion company. News alert, you're not building $1 billion company. How about just building a company that you like and makes you happy? How about just doing something you like every day? Everybody's got to, right? Like, how about that? How about people in here realizing that they have a job that might pay them a little bit more than something else, but they hate it, but they're not willing to live in a more humble home or drive a more humble car, and so they have a miserable job just to pay for shit that they have to impress other people that they don't even like. How about that fucking conversation?
You have to start with yourself.
No one's coming. It's up to you.
It starts with that person in that mirror. All those things that people may have done to you, now it's yours. You got to own it. It's yours now to fix the problems that people did to you.
The bottom line is, no one's coming.
But if you live in that woe is me mentality of guess what? My dad did this to me. My mom did this to me. You're going to always live right there.
You still looking for someone to save you when you already your superhero.
Wake up. Wake y'all asses up. And not only wake up, but wake up with the mindset of being better than you were last week.
How many of you are waiting to be picked? By who? Are you making the most of your life?
Be a doer. Go shock somebody, man.
It's just time for you to get up and be the best version of you.
I'm gonna show you how great I am.
I always say first you gotta be a self-motivator, because there are a lot of naysayers out there. There are a lot of people that are gonna tell you that you can't do it, or it's impossible, or it's not the right time, or you're too young, or you're not the right fit. So you gotta wake up every morning, look in the mirror, and encourage yourself. You gotta be a self-generator. And that's not waiting for anybody. You gotta get out there and do it yourself.
As long as you wake up and blame, then you have no motivation to make it better, because it's not your fault. So wake up in the morning and own your failure. Look in the mirror and say, I'm failing because of me.
Where will you be in your business and your life in 36 months? Not because you hope, because you decide.
You can lie to everyone else, but you can't lie to yourself. You know when you gave 100%. You know when you gave 80%. You know when you gave 50%. So give all you got to get to where you want to be.
And you don't know when it's going to end. And so get out there and do the things you want to do. Get out there and get after them now. Don't wait another second. Take advantage of it. Get out there and live.
Stop making excuses. Stop complaining. Nobody's listening. They may pretend they're listening. What you need to do is make one person happy, you. Then you can make everybody else happy.
What's stopping you? Are you too tired? Didn't get enough sleep? Don't have enough energy? Don't have enough time? Is that what's stopping you right now? Don't have enough money? Is that the thing? Or is the thing that's stopping you, you?
And we talk about we have no time. Write down this one day. Everything you do, write that down, and you're like, my God, I am wasting so much time on frivolous bullshit. It's not even funny. If it doesn't infuriate you, it should. Because there's so much time. I can't get it in. Look at your schedule. You just wasted 7 hours today on bullshit. I mean, and you don't have an hour a day to try to get something in for yourself. I guarantee everybody can find an hour.
So I'll hear people say, if you believe it, then you can achieve it. And the problem with that is they're leaving out the most important part of the equation. And that part is work, action, actually doing something. That's what you have to do to achieve anything. Yeah, you gotta believe it, but you better get the work done. No matter what's happening in your life, no matter what's coming down on you, don't surrender to it. Ask yourself, what am I gonna do about this? And then go make it happen.
If you're watching, if you're listening to this, my goal would have you consider something. Life is short. We don't know how short it's gonna be. But if you only had a week to live, I bet you wouldn't allow yourself to suffer over a little crap that makes you crazy normally. I think you would probably spend time with those you love, you would do what you love, you'd take awe in a sunset, you'd smell the air, you would take in everything in those final moments that you possibly do. So my thing is, why wait? Right? Why wait? Why not just decide?
When are you going to figure out how to handle your thought and emotion? Not hers, not hers, not his, yours. We have a vivid sense of memory. This is because of this memory our life is so rich, unlike any other creature. And we have a fantastic sense of imagination. Now, this is what you're suffering. What happened 10 years ago, you can still suffer. Why? Are you suffering life or memory? Memory. Memory. What may happen day after tomorrow, you're already suffering. Are you suffering life or imagination? The only problem really with life is just this. Most human beings have taken themselves too seriously. They don't understand You've seen on the computer screen these pop-ups? Yes. You are a pop-up on this planet. You pop up for 2 seconds and pop out.